is to replace an empty mind with an opened one.
Join Sumaya Khan every Tuesdays between 7 and 8 p.m. for an educational evening exclusive to Radio Ansaar.
Your education is a dress rehearsal for a life that is yours to lead.
School Matters with Sumaya Khan.
Still the whole world could.
Masisondele, Pila no kolo, yelele.
Subhanallah, walhamd.
Radio Ansaar, 24/7, 365.
La ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah. La ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. You can say it once or 100 times or more. You feel a peace inside and it'll open every door. That's the power of remembering Allah.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to School Matters. Yes, we were off for the last 2 weeks due to special broadcasts, Muharram broadcasts, alhamdulillah. I know educators and learners are on holiday, the second day. And I know many of the colleagues are spring cleaning, painting, maintenance, home improvement. A teacher's life just continues. It never ever ends. But this evening, our show, we are going to celebrate the people who shape our schools and communities. Today, we shine the spotlight on a remarkable group of educators who have shown us that teaching is not only about growing your minds, but also about discipline, resilience, and determination, and living healthy, active lives. So beyond the classroom, these inspiring teachers challenge themselves by taking part in the legendary COMRADES Marathon. Yeah, they actually ran all the way from Durban to Maritzburg. Crazy, I know. Proving that with dedication, passion, and perseverance, no goal is too big to achieve. So join us as we hear their stories of preparation, sacrifice, motivation, and the valuable lessons they bring back to their learners, to their colleagues, and to the school communities. So welcome to Educators on the Move, running with purpose. Assalamu alaikum. Well, we have SARA Mohammedy from Golden Hours and MEER from Hillgrove Primary. I thought you were going to come with your whole team, with Mr. Khan, the principal, because you've got a very energetic staff.
No, definitely.
Yeah. Last year, Sarah, we had like about two who ran the marathon from Hillgrove Primary. Yeah. So, guys, how did it go? Are you still sore?
You go first.
Firstly, Jazakallah Sumaya for having me and for Ansaar for hosting me. Yeah, when you talk about I think this year, strangely, thank God, after all these years of running Comrades, it was the first time that I had a Monday and a Tuesday off to recover. So
alhamdulillah.
I didn't actually feel it much, but generally I'm back at school the next day.
I know. So you'll have that concession.
Not really. I don't know, because
that's the Department of Health.
Okay.
When I found out from education this year, it was no.
Serious. Gosh, I remember last year there was some parliament story where the judge asked an advocate for something to present, and he sent a message that he's not available because he's running the Comrades. It became a big thing. So where's the camaraderie and everything?
Exactly.
Makes you think. So you were back at work?
Well, we had the Monday and Tuesday off, so
yeah.
No.
Oh gosh, yeah, but it is tiring. So tell us, uphill. Is it first time uphill?
No, it's my second time.
Yeah, and yours?
Also my second, yeah.
Your second times, okay. And how is it?
Yeah. So, Sumaya, honestly, they say there's an up run and a down run. For me, they're both exactly the same. You're just doing the hill in reverse. Yeah, I think they're both challenging. I know, but on the other hand, I know many runners who've much more experience than me will tell you that they got better times on the up run, strangely.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's just that you're running away from home, so literally it's not an easy thing. Yeah, and especially finishing in Marisburg is not a good feeling.
Okay.
No, it's not. And with the
gosh.
traffic, my family
Yeah.
didn't get to watch me or see me finish this year. They were like an hour away, not hour in time away.
Yeah. Do you know, we were disappointed Durban nights because normally you buy your milkshake, you buy your snowball. It's been tradition in the Sherwoods, Mayville, Overport, Ashfield area where we go on to Jansmats and we cheer you guys on and for cutting. It's like that's how you're spending the afternoon or even like the midday. But now we couldn't do that. I think we were too lazy to get up at, what was it, 5 in the morning? 4 in the morning?
Earlier this year because of the 3 starts and the 3 batches. So the first batch was at 5:15 and 5:30, earliest that we've run.
Yeah.
You know, compared to last year, I think we started at 5:45.
Correct.
From Maritzburg. So, well, depending on your batch as well. But yeah, it was early.
Okay. Meer, tell us your interest in running. How did it start?
Okay, so long story. I've always been an athlete throughout my schooling career, mostly sprinting and short distances. And in high school, I actually moved on to the middle distance and longer distance, and I took part for inter-schools as well. But I think the most I've ever run there was 3,000 meters. But it's always been on my bucket list to one day do the COMRADES in my high school years, and I said I'd like to do it one day. Fast Track 2019, I ran my first race, but it was such a, I don't know what to say, it was a coincidence or that's a vaguely I can put it, that I moved to Hillgrove Primary in 2017 and I met Mr. Kanile, who was my colleague and who was chasing his green number. And he actually, I think a few years ago, Sumaya, on your show, I did mention it and I'm going to mention it again, that he actually entered me in my first ever race. It was a 15K Westville race. And that's right where I live. And that 15K, I never run a road race in my life before that, and I'll never forget it. He paid with his card for the race, and I rock up there on race morning. It was gloomy and raining, and that 15K was hard.
He's not joining us because he's unwell.
Yes,
he has
he's
the flu
unwell
quite bad. But
Yeah.
I remember he came last time with you.
Yes. So he always told me, you know what? And I did my 15K. That was my first ever road. I think I ran it with shoes that are not even running shoes. And I did that 15K in 1 hour 25 minutes, which he said was quite good.
It is very good.
For the course, relative to the course.
That's a sub 1.5 hour for a 15K. That's very
and
good.
he said that race
so
is
you
not
got that
a
natural stamina.
So he said, no, it's not the easiest race. And he said, please, you need to get a proper running shoe. And definitely, COMRADES is for you. And and I always thought COVID came in between. So it bought me some time, but there was no training happening. So, and I ran my first COMRADES in 2022.
Alhamdulillah. And you completed it.
Yes, I ran my first from 2022 till this year. Started 5, finished 5.
Do you know, that's resilience. I mean, that's like, climbing on mountain or... Because not all of us have that. Because I know of people who ran and halfway through, not even halfway through, just couple streets... They decided different areas.
Yeah.
And Sarah, your interest, I know you come from a family which is very sporty.
Yes. I've also always been sporty as well. From primary school more, I would say in primary school, and then I went to Islamic school, and then even like flat, But we all very athletic. Also, I used to take part in races, always coming out first. High school was a different story, hormones, gain weight. But my family and like my mom and my dad were always active. My dad used to jog. I'll see him working out in the lounge. My mom, aerobics. And then we used to enter as a ladies group of ours, we used to enter the Spa Ladies Challenge. And, so that's how it began. And I think came first year campus is when I really started running. So like my early mornings before going to campus, wake up early, go on my runs, and that's how it began. And I did my first 21K in 2019. So that was my first 21. 2020 was my first marathon. And then we went into COVID and lockdown. And then there was a group that I met in Sydenham, and that's how I began. And they're the ones who motivated, because I didn't have the confidence to run COMRADES until 1 year. I think it was when we came out of COVID that year. Or previous year, one of the years I stood there and I'm looking, and you look at the body, the different shapes and sizes and ages, and you think to yourself, oh my God, if they can do it, I can do it. And it was always a bucket list. And then, one is like, and then everyone says, no, you got to get your back-to-back medal. And So 1 led to 2, 3, and then 4. Alhamdulillah.
Do you know, you said that inspired you to take on the challenge of the Comrades Marathon. And for us, it's just a dream. It's not even a dream. It's like Asif, can you run? Would you do the marathon? You would. The winning prize was, what, 2.5 million?
He actually got 2.5 after breaking the record as well. He beat the
Yeah,
upcoming record. So,
gosh, million.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Asif says you'll start running from tomorrow. But that's like, what a motivation. Do you know, we had when we were growing up, we had names which we always knew they were going to be Bruce Fordyce.
Yes,
and
exactly.
we had, what was that old guy? An old white gentleman. He also
Big
used to
Bester,
run. Yes. And they were just, we just knew who was going to be the 5 or the 6 per year, over year. So this guy made it, huh?
He did with a full-time job.
Yeah.
I think he had a full-time job, and I don't know if he had like a coach, unlike Khair Stein, who her life is running. You know,
Yeah.
that's her job. She trains for it. So yeah, I mean,
Hey,
to do
gosh.
it and to run it like that, it's amazing. I can't imagine.
Yeah. Do you know, now this is the question, because like, Sarah, Amir, Ahmed, I know you. I'm not saying you don't help your wife, but Sarah, after school, you still got the errands to run. Generally, the women sail the ship. You still got the cooking. You still got the children's homework, and you have other household responsibilities. So how did you balance your school responsibilities, your home responsibilities with the training? How did you juggle that?
Honestly, this year I have no idea. I have no idea how I did it. There were many times after last year's Comrades, which was the down run, I was just constantly tired. I just never got over this fatigue, and I think I even did my qualifier last year. I was tired. I gave up in my qualifier. I told myself, no, I'm not doing it. And 21, I said, right, whatever happens, happens. And I managed just to qualify, and it was my worst time. But so this year was very challenging. I have to, first and foremost, like, my husband's very supportive.
Yeah.
He doesn't cook, but he does a lot of other things. I work like full-time in a school, I locum, and I run my private practice. So that's why I say this year was very challenging, because I was working Saturdays, and that I didn't think I'd be able to fit in the training, and because you're working 6 days a week. So, but eventually, I was running for a charity as well. So then I felt like I had to do it. Now I gave them my word, and I got to see this through. And then once the training started, like after Ramadan, I think Ramadan was a good reset, spiritually, emotionally, physically, especially for me. And I came out feeling refreshed and with more energy. I think my iron was also low. I sorted that out. And and then it's just the whole excitement. And when you run a Comrades and you train for it, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's just being part of that. I really enjoyed the build up to it.
Yeah.
On race day, I stand there and ask myself, why am I here? Going to run 85 kilometers. I don't know why. And then the anthem starts, and then the shosholoza and the whole build up, and then you tell yourself, I'm here for the start and the finish.
Yeah, but can I tell you something? You put a lot of pressure on yourself. When
I
someone
do.
Is outside, ask you what you think. Putting a lot of pressure. because
Absolutely,
you
I
did the
agree.
impossible.
I don't disagree. And for me, when I put my mind to something, or if I start something, I have to finish it. Like, there's no gray area. There's no failing. I always say that the only time I'll never complete the race if I physically cannot complete the race. However, no matter what, if I start it, I have to finish it. Like, there is no in between. And recently someone told us that, he's ran 11 Comrades. He's finished, I think it was 4.
Yeah.
Someone from my running club, and it's because he says he always bailed at that 60K mark. And he told us, whatever you do not do that, because it becomes, the moment you hit 60, it's like you're hitting this wall, and it's very hard and difficult to pass it. So and obviously for me, Comrades is 40% physical, 60% mental.
Yeah,
You have to mentally, your training will get you there, but your mental state is what will hold you back. So it's your mind. It's you have to be able to run alone. You have to be alone. You have to know how to be in your own head, and you have to know in your own thoughts. And if you can do that as a person, then you'll finish it.
Since you mentioned, your own thoughts, tell me, from the time you start, I'm going to ask you that just now. What are you thinking? What's going in your head? Because it's like, you must be like having these million conversations non-stop.
Definitely.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it's hard. Like this year was the up run. And, you know, at the first, up until Bothas Hill, it's very tiring.
Yeah.
I think that was the hardest part for me mentally. And I kept on, you know, I just kept on telling myself, one foot in front of the other. I don't look at how many kilometers I have to, at that point, I don't. And I think that was my hardest part. Well, I think it was after Fields Hill when I started feeling like, you know, tired and, you know, a bit down. But you have to constantly navigate that, and you have to constantly remind yourself and talk to yourself. And but the good thing this year, I had a friend with me from the start. It was her first race. And then she kind of saw my strategy, and then she, you know, she leached onto that. Because I have this walk-run strategy from the start, you know. And this year I told myself I'm starting easy, because last year I went out too fast, and then I, like, at halfway I was tired, and I told myself I do not want to feel like that this year. So that slow beginning up until I think we reached Bothas Hill is what worked up until halfway. And then she stopped, and I kind of lost her. And then my second half, I think I had, this year was one of my best races.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. I like enjoyed it. I finished strong. I felt good. Obviously the last 10 Ks you're tired. But it was, you know, so for that first 30 Ks, 35 Ks was the hardest for me. And
Tell me, do you run with your phone?
I do. This
So
year
when-
I
yeah.
did. And I learned that from my first comrades. My first comrades, I didn't run with my phone. My husband relied on the tracker. And he kept on missing me at points because the tracker was slow. And that affected me mentally up until I only saw him at, it was the down run. So I only saw him at Kersney, Bothas Hill, after Kersney. And, you know, it's an anticipation. And every time looking, is he there? And then I called him once from someone else's phone. He didn't answer. So I told him, since then, I tell everybody, I put my WhatsApp notifications off. And he's the only person allowed to contact me. Everyone else can contact him to know where I am. And it just takes that pressure off. So, like this year, something told me, you know what, after in Changa, because I saw the traffic on the road, I'm like, oh my God, I hope he makes it. And then I called him just before Little Polly's. And I phoned him, and like that's Ashburton area. And I asked him where he was. He said he's at Camperdown. So the fact that I knew where he was, emotionally, I was fine. I was ready. I knew he's not going to be at the finish, you know. So I was prepared for that. And if I didn't have my phone, it would affect you, because you don't know, and then you go there and then you're panicking because you're not seeing him and you don't know where they are. So I do run with it, but the only thing I do is phone him or he phones me. That's the only thing we do.
Do you know, we say it's not about just running and exercise, also your mental state. Tell us about your training program. What was it? Did Mrs. Meer have to get up early in the morning to prepare any shakes or anything?
Sumaya, I'll be honest with you. I'm the last person you ever asked about training, because I suck at training totally. I think on the build-up, so I play a lot of football as well.
Okay.
So the month before leading to Comrades, I don't play any football. Obviously, I don't want to get any slight niggles that can escalate on race day. And on the Thursday before the Comrades, I don't know why, I just looked at my accumulation of my kilometers and believe you not, I was under 500 Ks.
You're joking.
Including my qualifier.
Oh my God!
So yeah,
natural born.
So it just proves that you're just a natural.
You sure you're not from Nigeria?
I am.
You know, those countries where the lands are so big. Kenya, you know.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Genetics and good
I
genes.
don't watch exactly how many, but I've always been around 850.
Wow, that's
Comrades.
That's amazing.
For me, I don't. If I feel it's less than that for me, or I would say at least less under 700. I don't think I'd be as prepared.
And,
but it just shows, you know, it's also the mind and your
100%.
physical. He's just naturally got that stamina, I guess.
And it also gives you anxiety, because at the same time, leading up to Comrades, I mean, Sarah, you'll know, if you look on social media, there's so many people that are posting their mileages.
Definitely, I know
and
that
it makes
feeling.
you feel like you're underprepared.
Exactly.
And just after seeing my mileage, well, I kept to myself, and I never tell anyone.
But that's good.
And I've looked at other guys who were like 1,300, 1,600. I'm like, yo, no, I don't know.
But you know what? They've put in that training. Like my friends, 2 of my friends were there, and they got sub 10 hours. What was your time?
10:42.
That is still excellent for
Yeah,
500. And also social media creates that anxiety.
Yeah,
Because people are
correct.
constantly posting.
Yes. That was a big one for me this year.
Yeah.
I actually, I told myself next year, no way. It was a bit too much for me, you know. like he says, you feel like you're not doing enough, or you're not running enough, or I told myself, and like my Strava as well is on. I said next year it's going on only me. Not to say that, and I'm not focusing on that too much. It does become, because then you start comparing. You think, oh my God, and it becomes like competitive. And so if he can do it and he can do 10:45. Another friend of mine also did sub 11, but really for that mileage, excellent. Alhamdulillah, well done.
But
well
as you
done.
say, your mental state is so important, because right now, so many of us, we have conversations constantly. When you're at work, what I'm going to cook? Oh, I got to do this.
Absolutely.
I got to pay this. I got to buy this here. I got to do this for my child's project. Your mind constantly.
Definitely, exactly.
And then you got the training now.
Yeah,
You
it
got
was
that.
stressful. It is stressful. Like up until the day before, I think I was standing and cooking, because in my head I'm like, okay, we're going to be in Maritzburg. We're going to get home at 9 in the night, and we got home at that time. And who's going to go now? We're too tired to go and get takeout or order, and then that delayed. So I said, at least if there's just food in the fridge.
Yeah.
And also I needed a good, healthy meal the day before, so I made like rice. So
Alhamdulillah.
the mind is always working.
Well, Yola's motivation for so many people out there. Ahmed, what was your biggest challenge during your preparation? What was your biggest challenge you found very hard?
To be honest, again, we're going to go back to the previous point. My willpower to go out and train, and I'll tell you why. During winter, it's for me personally, I dislike training in the morning. It's dark and it's cold, so just looking at the mist on the window tells me don't go. So I wouldn't go out in the morning. And then as you said, Sumaya, in the school environment, people generally tell me, hey, you finish at 2:30, you're so lucky. But trust me, at 2:30, I don't even know which robot I'm stopping at. I don't know, I'm mentally drained. And I think mental fatigue is worse than physical fatigue for me.
Exactly.
And I always say I will train in the afternoon, and the afternoon never ever happens. And I think that was my biggest challenge. My mileage tells you alone. I was very undertrained going to the start. I had no right to go there and command the time. Just finishing would be great for me. But I think my biggest challenge was the training, and I wouldn't say it was me to be blamed personally, or it's all my fault. But I think factors around that affected, as you said, it's school, it's family, it's a lot of things, which is not a bad thing, because they're priorities. And I think that was my
it's like
biggest
when
challenge.
you're talking, I'm thinking, Asif, your matric exams when we're in school, he studied and she never studied, and this one's showing up. But like someone compared that, and I said, like, gosh, it's so true.
It's the same with us, like there's always a comparing, and you know what he says about the training, and for me, if I don't get it done in the morning, then I'm not gonna go in the evening. Although there were days where, like before Ramadan, I ended up only going in the evening because I was tired. I love the winter mornings. Although it's hard to wake up, I love running in the dark. I don't know why. It just doesn't feel as long. Even comrades starting in the dark, I love that first, because you don't know where you are, you don't know how far you've gone, you're not looking at and seeing the boards everywhere. The moment the light comes up, then it's like everything is. So it is like, to get the training, trying to fit it in, and your long runs on the weekend as well.
That's so much of discipline. I'm actually feeling tired as listening to them. No, it takes a lot. It does. It's like mental exhaustion. No one can see it because they don't see a bandage or something physical. So no one knows how mentally exhausted. And just being an educator, dealing with children, is so exhausting. So alhamdulillah.
So I take my hats off to him. I'm not.
To you too.
I don't. To me too. But I'm an OT. It's very different. Like I know my sister's a teacher in high school as well. Coming home with marking, and I don't know how he does it. And dealing with those high school kids all day. I deal with special needs, so it's very different.
And
you know what I mean?
Sumaya, you would know. It's always Comrades is in June. And it's mid-year exams. And for me personally, always the week leading up to Comrades is always the most hectic of all.
Serious.
And it's always the week where you can do nothing else but regret why didn't you do this and why didn't you do that. And I know right up till Friday nights before Comrades I was marking. So it's not easy. But yeah.
You know, I think most parents, they just see the report, the outcome. They don't realize the interventions, the marking, the capturing, the adjustments. There's so much to it.
Correct.
And everyone wants a deadline, like different schools where the circuit manager comes and signs. So there's lots of pressure. Did your colleagues and learners support your journey? I know, definitely. I know, was it last year? Hillgrove made signs. They did like
That's
a special...
so good. It's so nice to have
special
that.
assembly and placards and stuff. That was like so amazing. Did they do it again?
And Sumaya, firstly, I must place on record, if it wasn't for my colleagues and my learners and all those, obviously besides my supportive family, they are like a family, and without them, I don't think I'll have the mental capacity to go out and finish it. And as you said, the special assembly always happens on the Friday before Comrades, for me and Mr. Kangile. And that alone, I mean, it's like the start of the Comrades happening on a Friday. And it's just, so I generally collect my race number on a Friday. And with that whole special assembly and collecting your race number, all the doubts that you had is now telling you, no, definitely you're going to finish it. Like it or not, whether you need to crawl to the finish line, you got to do it.
Everyone who's waiting for you.
100%.
Yeah. Sarah, what was the most memorable moment during the marathon this year for you?
The most memorable. It's always, I would say, the finish. Although, I think reaching the halfway mark this year, you know, at that point when I reached it feeling strong. And I was actually like smiling inside, you know, I was feeling good, and I can't explain it. I don't know if it was my attitude this year, because I went in with a different plan. But I told myself that, you know what, I want to be feeling good at that point. And so I don't know. And I think the whole Drummond atmosphere as well, it was quite big. So when I reached there feeling good, feeling strong, and really I had a good, for most of the second half, I had a good second half. So that was, I think, for me, the most memorable at that point. That was the turning point, you know, because my worst point was on top of Botha's Hill. Yeah. But then the moment for me, when I passed Botha's, it's a mental thing as well. I just automatically started feeling better, because I know, the mileage is coming down. It's only, not downhill, but there's a lot of downhill, but it's like, you know, the 3 big hills are done. It's literally just Inchanga and Polly's. Yeah. And I think for me, Inchanga is not as daunting as Botha's and Fields. I don't know why. I always end up just walking it anyway. So, so I think that halfway mark was actually the most memorable. And yeah, although the finish was good, but my family wasn't there. It was a very different finish, and I had to hang around for a whole hour on the ground. And they were coming. Yes, but then I had a lot of friends and support and people that I knew running. So even at the finish, you know, when I met them, it helped. It really helped, and the support system. But I think that halfway was my most memorable.
Alhamdulillah, you know, I told this to you last year. I mean, being a woman and being a Muslim woman who's running the Comrades, that's like motivation to so many Muslim sisters out there. Because one would say like, oh, you know, you have your career, you have your family responsibilities. No, that's for the men, or that's for the non-Muslim. Sometimes, no matter how professional you are, but that's the mindset sometimes. Yes. So you have brought change. We have a message here from Raisa. Completing Comrades is an achievement, but watching someone's journey up close makes it an even greater one. So seeing you juggle your duties as an educator in the midst of the most insane part of school term, and I say this putting it mildly, watching you struggle to fit in training, many school activities for a run happening right in the middle of the exams. That's highlighted, most importantly, knowing that mentally you were depleted, because we all were. Then on the day, watching you own every stride, as you said, Sarah, smiling through the cramps, rising above all that with resilience and consistency, complete and beat your target with a bronze. I think that in itself felt like a win on its own. So extremely proud of you guys, of your achievements, Mr. MEER. May you continue to bring in the mileage with such grace. You were definitely born for this. Well, we said that, Raisa. We just said that, you know. I even asked whether he's from Kenya.
Yeah, he's got
the lungs, you know.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. And, you know, with you, what kept you motivated throughout the race?
I think I'm going to go from the start. I'll be failing if I don't say, as Sarah said, for anyone who wants to know the feeling of the real, true feeling of comrades, you need to be at the start. It's hard to explain, especially running it and being at the start. To know that, and a funny story, I met someone last week who said, "Hey, did you do comrades?" I was like, "Yes." And he said he always knows that if you want to see 22,000 mentally ill people at the same time, go to the start of a comrades line.
Wait, and you're a teacher too.
So, I think the start is what makes the race from the beginning. And on the outset, as Sarah said, the whole, the protocol of the cockroach crow and the socialoza and all of that. And when the gun goes off, once you take your first step, by hook or crook, you know you're going to definitely finish this race.
Yes.
Like it or not. And for me, the highlight for my runs, I think for the past 5 runs that I've run, is meeting people along the way.
Oh, definitely.
And I'll tell you why. For me, people say don't stop, your time is going. I know the official advisor for comrades, Coach Perry, says don't stop for anyone. Don't stop at a refreshment station. Your time is matters most. For me, I'm not so worried about the time because the person took time to come there. I mean, inconvenience to come early in the morning or whenever to get through traffic, to make yourself present, just to come and support me, who's just a normal layman. I'm not an elite or anything. I'm just a normal man. And for you to take time to come out there and support me, I deeply, really appreciate it. And for me, knowing that my colleagues, family members, friends that were going to be at certain points along the route, that kept me going. So met the lady who was Vashina Raisa. We met her first at 45th cutting. Then I met my wife and family, mum, brother, all of them at Westville. And when you run with Westville colours through Westville, it's the most amazing feeling because you're not allowed to walk. You don't ever walk at home. So they're not going to allow you to walk. You got to run through all of Westville, and the support that you get from club members and the Westville community is, I can't explain. Then going up to Pinetown, met a few colleagues and friends there as well. And a colleague of mine who stays on Botha's Hill, just after Botha's, at Kersney. As Sarah said, that's the, it's a Balsa part of the race. And coming up Botha's, seeing her there, moving on, and met a few friends at Cater Ridge. And that's where from Cater Ridge, I would say the quiet part
definitely.
of the race starts.
Harrison Flats.
Harrison Flats, where nothing's flat. And as Sarah said, when you reach the 60k mark, your body just goes on autopilot because mentally you don't know what you're doing there, and you keep asking yourself why. And each one has their own why. Why are they there, and why are they doing this?
Tell me, at that place and at that moment, you feel like you want to give up?
So I ran with someone at that point, and when you're mentally shattered, you're physically broken. He tells me in 2014, this is the exact place where I bailed out. I'm like, no.
That's something you want to hear.
Not now. And it's actually around the Amlas Road place.
Yes.
Around that area where geographically is the highest point of the comrades. And it's the loneliest for me.
Yes, definitely.
You're looking forward to, as Sarah said, you want to get to Ashburton and Little Polly's as fast as you can because no matter, even if you're an elite, Polly Shorts is waiting for you. And he's going to finish you. So
Polly Shorts it's quiet.
It's
now, okay,
absolutely
he's in a different category.
No.
So I was so behind.
No.
So, Cater Ridge, Harrison Flats. This year, I started with such an amazing group of runners. I met them all through the Adidas runners and a lot and Muslim runners. I've never had that before. I've always, this year was my first year, and I had such an amazing bunch. So to start with familiar faces, and we all started together. Eventually, we lost each other. We were in like groups of two, like in pairs we were running. And then along the way, you're seeing them and, things like that. So the quietest part for me and the hardest part, especially my first up run, this time, I don't know if I was more prepared and mentally prepared. I don't know. I didn't find it as bad this year. However, it's after Camperdown, between Camperdown and Polly Shorts. And then when you come to Polly's, it is quiet. Everyone is just quiet. And then comes this guy like trotting and counting 1, 2, and he's loud. And eventually the way everybody bursts out laughing. But that is the quietest part of the race. So But I met amazing people along the way. I won't even say a friend. My friend met him, and then lost each other, and then I met the guy. And, we kept each other going, and then there's always people. And I mean, the more you run it, I'm surprised I never saw him or met him on the road. But you meet people, you see
was
people.
ahead of you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Probably started in a faster batch as well. But yeah, you're always seeing familiar faces, and that helps. It does help. Like, my husband, they were my main supporters along the way. But with the Adidas runners and the big group that they are, there's always people you were seeing. But he says, people come out to meet you and they don't. My philosophy is I don't stop for anybody. I know I'm there. I'll meet you and I'll be there and I'll wave at you, but I don't stop moving. And he's obviously running faster, so he can stop a little bit. But now with me and my time. Like with my husband, they got to walk with me. You need anything, and then it's the quick hi and bye, But it does help to see them.
Do you eat along the way?
Okay, so
you have to.
That's a very good question. Because
do you all drink it or puree it or shake it?
So it's my first time I experimented, and I had nothing to eat this race. Zero.
At all.
I just had liquids the whole race.
Wow.
It was my own thing. I just wanted to see what happens, and it worked. For me, please don't try that. Anyone else, please.
Do you normally get like nauseous and things if you do eat?
I wanted to see what happens because I wanted to obviously beat my last up run. I went just past the 11-hour mark, the last one. And I said, no, I obviously with my mileage, as I said, I couldn't dictate what time I wanted to do. But I wanted to get a bronze this time. And I said, okay, let me just, if I don't need to eat, I'm not going to just take it, haphazard.
Yeah.
I did have a small little tiny piece of a banana by Pinetown, which was spat out immediately.
Did you carry the banana?
Do you find it hard to swallow?
Take refreshment.
Okay.
I won't say find it hard to swallow, but it's a bit of an upsetting feeling.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't want to experiment too much. But many runners told me, please, you don't even take a gel. Try the gel.
Not even a gel you had?
So this time is the first time ever from all my runs that I've ever done, I tried a gel.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sound like you're doing drugs.
And
He's
that's true.
just a natural.
I don't carry anything when I run.
What's
no
the gel
foam.
for listeners who don't
So
know?
it's actually like a high carb gel. It's very thick and it's extremely sweet and it's
you get the
extremely
thinner
hard.
ones.
But
it is sweet,
Yeah, so I took about 3 gels en route and that I did carry. I took it. They were having stations en route, so I saw before the race, hey, guess what? I don't need to buy it because they have it en route, so I didn't buy. And whether it helped me, I don't know. I can't say. But I do suffer with cramps. Whether I run a
Why don't you take your brother with you?
He actually helped me pre-race, and my sister-in-law, and credit to them. I mean, they're amazing. But yeah, I was cramping as very early in this race, and I had to manage myself. I could have done faster time if I didn't cramp. I say that every race.
Yeah.
So I had to manage that, and I go old school, salt, and that's what works for me. But I did try the gels, and maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. I don't know. But I took about 3. I think one was on the top as I was entering Hillcrest, one was at Camperdown, and one was just before I finished.
I think it was just you. Those 3 wouldn't make much
No.
difference.
I didn't complete the whole sachet as well. I just took a slurp and I left it.
Guys, what was it like when you finally reached that finishing line? Is it like emotional? Do you cry? Or like, tell us that feeling, that finishing line.
I thought I would cry at the finish. I actually was in tears closer to the finish because now you're getting closer. So I started getting like choked up a bit. And I honestly thought I would. So I always think I'm going to burst out into tears. I don't. The tears are like there, but it's obviously the sense of relief, you know. And this time I'm running and I got my phone there and I'm videoing because I said to my husband, nobody's there for me to video my finish. I wanted to see myself finishing, but shukar everyone, they caught me on TV and but. So it was, I can't explain it, trying to hold my hand up. It took everything. It was like, I was almost becoming winded because you're so tired and now that's something extra you're doing. Correct. And then I crossed the finish line and I just like leaned over and I was like, Alhamdulillah, thank God, I'm done. I'm done, you know. So it's a sense of relief. Yeah. And then obviously then that accomplishment and all the other feelings come into play, looking at your time, especially if you've done a better time.
You did it.
Yeah.
You did it. And for you, that finishing line?
I think.
Did you stop at the finishing line or continued running?
No, you're forced to stop. No, so for me, I think what stuck with me and always will stick with me, before I ran my first race, there was a YouTube video done by New Balance, and there was a lady in there who they interviewed just after the Comrades finish. And I think it was 2014. And the lady, who you could see, she finished just below the 12-hour mark and got a medal. And when they asked her, how does it feel to finish the Comrade? It was her first one, and it stuck with me, and it'll always stick. She said, it feels like you've conquered the world. And exactly,
Definitely.
that's what it felt.
The first time.
For
that
all five
first
of my
feeling.
finishes, that's what it is. And I think this year felt good as well, because I took off about half an hour from my last up run. So I was pleased with that, and I knew I finished strong. And I think right at the finish, I saw my wife there. So it was also quite, knowing that she was there. Because I had the similar experience to what Sarah had when my family, 2 years ago at the previous up run, it was a nightmare.
Oh my!
So,
they made it then. For that one, they made it. I think.
So knowing that she was there,
Yeah.
and seeing the last person that I know that she was there, because I know that after seeing her in Westville, she was going to leave in the morning to get there because the traffic is crazy. And when you're running up Valley of 1,000 Hills and you look down on the N3 and you look at the traffic going up and you're like, she's somewhere in there, I know. And the whole way I'm thinking, will she be there on time? And to see her, the last person before I finished, was absolutely amazing.
Tell me, how has running influenced your approach to teaching?
Okay, I think it helps a hell of a lot, and I'll tell you why. Firstly, the patience, the perseverance. You gotta grit and grind, especially, I mean, not just Comrades. I mean, any race. Sarah, you can. It's exactly like teaching. And I think each term is like a new race. For me personally. And you set yourself smaller targets, and they say Comrades is the elephant. You don't eat the whole thing at once. You take chunk by chunk. I think I would relate that my professional life is like that. I would take a term chunk by chunk. I mean, Sumaya, first starts the SBAs, and then once you get that, then the revision, and then so you got a curriculum coverage. You're chasing curriculum.
No, but teachers don't work hard. They finish it. What happens to
Yeah, that's a common
How
misconception.
many people are putting nazar on our holiday right now?
Exactly.
100%.
Even Asif too, huh? 3 weeks. I think
They
1
always
week.
think that you don't do anything.
But they robbed us. We had a very short December holiday.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It was very, very short.
I think there's another shorter one coming up too as well. And you won't believe, in
4
our
weeks,
last,
isn't it?
Yeah, around
Before it
there.
should be 6.
It
Yes,
many
yes.
years ago. I don't know when was the last time.
And so coming back to, we had a staff meeting last week, and our principal, who you know very well, Mr. Khan, he actually used the analogy, and he said that if you think that the Comrades is a long race, the teaching profession is a longer race. And I fully 100% agree with him.
Alhamdulillah. It's true, I was reading something that in other countries, teachers earn more than a physician, more than a doctor, more than actuarial science. A teacher. A teacher, they are respected. But then when you think about it, teaching is a noble profession. I mean, you go to all scriptures, the Quran, the Bible, and a teacher is respected, and it's someone who we value in the community. But times are changing.
Yeah.
When you
Not
look at
enough credit is given.
Exactly. I mean, look at the learners. The disrespect. So it's that empathy and humanity aspect, Yeah. Sarah, how would you tell your colleagues, educators generally like me, how important is fitness and health?
So obviously, I'm not going to say go run Comrades immediately.
I won't.
Start small.
I'll
Whatever
drive
it is you're doing, just some form of being active. I do that with my kids as
100%.
well. It can be anything. It can be something you enjoy. Like he enjoys soccer as well, and you don't stop it. So whether it's tennis or whether it's just a walk on the beach, waking up in the morning, it's about fitting that little time for yourself. And for me, one of the things or one of the reasons that keeps me running on the road, and Comrades is a goal. And I think, because I always say, I'm running, I might as well just do Comrades. It's my time. I don't think I could ever picture myself not running or not doing, the road for me is just my time alone. And it's the only thing I do for myself. So do something for yourself. You're always giving to you're teaching, you're giving to the kids at school. You go home, you're giving to your kids, you're giving to your husband, you're giving to your parents, you're giving to your family. As women and men, you're always giving, So it's important to do something thing, and it's for your mental health. You know, doing some sort of exercise is for your mental health, whether it's walking, whether it's playing netball, whether you want to be social, do paddle, whatever it is, but it's your time, and your time to be active and to be physically fit, but at the same time mentally strong, and it'll make you a better mother and wife at the end of the day.
Resilience, sacrifices. Ahmed, what advice would you give to other educators who may want to participate in future marathon, because you are one of them?
Okay, I will stick with what I tell my own colleagues in school. If they're listening in, they're gonna actually laugh as well. Start with small things first, and I think smaller things done consistently is what's gonna make a difference. I think doing heavy or going big from day one for just one day and having 3 weeks out is not going to make any difference to you. Even if it's walking, I mean, you know, scientifically, I think, and I could be wrong, maybe walking is more beneficial than running.
Sometimes it is.
I mean, on the body. So, I mean, walking as well. Walk, as Sarah said, a walk on the beach, or even walk a park run.
Yes.
You feel a purpose. I mean, with a park run, you're seeing runners and you're seeing walkers of all ages, of all paces. So I think small things done consistently is the key. And I think the results even show better with
Guys,
those kind of things.
Will we see you at the next Comrades, Ahmed, Sarah?
Definitely.
Oh,
Inshallah. Well, I hear
alhamdulillah.
that it's a ballot. Is it a ballot system this year?
I'm not too sure, but
I
I think
heard
it's
it's ballot entries, so we're going to enter, and inshallah make dua for us that we do get. It's the 100th. It's the 100th, and everybody's going to be running it. So yeah,
I know
it's
many runners coming out of retirement for
exactly.
this one. So yeah,
Many people want to do their first.
Yeah, would
Guys,
love to do the 100th one.
If you could sum up the Comrades experience in one word, what would it be?
The ultimate.
So both of you are the same.
I can't say it any better. I was also going to say the ultimate human race.
You know,
it is, but there are other ultimate races, like trail races, and I think.
No, but I think this is the greatest, longest,
Definitely.
oldest road race.
Exactly.
Well, you know, guys, respect. That's all I can say, Asif. Respect, bow down to you guys, because it is such an achievement. And again, as I mentioned to both you guys, but you find very few Muslim women running. I think it's increasing over the years.
It is increasing. This year there were quite a few that I've seen on the road. There were many, and obviously I had some friends as well. It's becoming more popular, and because fitness is becoming more popular.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, you meet friends and no, come on, you're running so well. You did your first marathon, enter Comrades, and that's how. But yeah, definitely.
Well, so as we conclude today's edition of School Matters, we celebrate our extraordinary educators who remind us that teaching extends far beyond the classroom walls. Their participation in the Comrades Marathon is a powerful example of commitment, resilience, discipline, and the importance of leading by example. So both these guys, Ahmed and Sarah, they inspire learners not only through their lessons, but through their actions, showing that with determination and hard work, every finish line can be reached, including us educators and parents. To all our educators, may you continue to nurture minds, strengthen communities, and take care of your own well-being along the journey. Until next time, this is School Matters saying healthy teachers build healthy schools, and every step taken today inspires the leaders of tomorrow. From me, Sumaya Khan, Assalamu alaikum.
Words, you can renew your faith and be showered in reward. Oh, that's the power of remembering Allah.
You are listening to School Matters with Sumaya Khan.
Radio Ansaar, 24/7, 365.
An informative Islamic global perspective.